Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily, the first English news program in Poland. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. A Law and Justice Party convention was held today in Krakow ahead of the election to the European Parliament. The leader of the current ruling party, Jarosław Kaczyński, as well as the Prime Minister of Poland, Mateusz Morawiecki, took to the stage for their speech, emphasizing the importance of securing and promoting traditional Polish values.
Zwracam się do wyborców.
Dear voters, even if you never supported us and even if you don't support us now, please consider our offer. Isn't our offer better for Poland and Europe? Besides the vision of Europe that I shortly presented today, we also held other valuable offers, like the social program that we've talked about a lot recently. And we are also fully determined to push back against the attacks on Poland, on the truth about the Polish history and Polish state treasury. There are currently people pushing a negative act against Poland, ladies and gentlemen, but we can revert that act in one day. There is only one way to guarantee that Poland is not going to pay for Germans' crimes of the Second World War, and the Law and Justice Party's authority is that guarantee. This is our steel belief. We won't let this happen. We won't let the injustice and lie reside. We are getting closer and closer to a fair system. It will be fair in one of the most neglected facets of the social life. The people who face terrible misfortune, who are unable to live on their own, who are unable to work. They need more and more help. Just like we promised a year ago, we want to give money every month for the people who are completely disabled. In the next months, we want to give them regular social benefit, which they will be getting every month as part of our social policy.
Among the speeches given during the Law and Justice Party convention held today in Krakow, the Minister of Science and Higher Education, Jarosław Gowin, made an address to the head of the European Council and former Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, in which he challenged the neutral stance the politician perceived to take by pointing out his heavy involvement with the opposition parties' coalition.
During the Saturday's opposition march in Warsaw, Tusk made an aggressive speech against the ruling Law and Justice Party, although the role of the President of the European Council obliges him to political impartiality. It is safe to say that Tusk's return to domestic politics has become a fact.
I stand here with people who can guarantee our rights to be defended in Europe. They are worth voting for.
After yesterday's speech of Donald Tusk, many accusations surfaced that as the head of the European Council he should remain politically impartial. But his breach of the custom was noticed not only by politicians but also publicists.
With his latest activity, Donald Tusk confirms that he is preparing for a return to domestic politics and that the function of the head of the European Council, which according to treaties should be impartial, does not stop him from openly supporting the opposition. After all, who will stop him?
Some politicians see Tusk's obvious engagement in Polish politics, which should be neutral due to his function as the head of the European Council.
He overstepped his competences. The law is clear. The highest positioned European Union politicians, including the President of the European Parliament, shouldn't support individual countries' political parties. He helped us to get used to his lies and manipulations, as well as the entire Civic Platform party. Not so long ago, Rafał Grupiński said that they are not going to talk about lesbians and gays' rights for now, because people living in villages will not support them. But they are going to take care of this matter after the elections.
Few months ago, Donald Tusk went silent when asked about his contribution in the presidential elections. Now everything indicates that he's going to be the Civic Platform candidate for President of Poland.
Civic Platform member Rafał Grupiński made a very candid statement during the Poland in Europe march taken place yesterday. The politician, oblivious to the fact that he was being recorded, made some revealing remarks about his party's attitude towards same-sex relationships. Grupiński stated that the party does not currently promote a progressive view on the issue for fear of isolating some of their rural voter base.
So what's the deal with the same-sex couples? We will certainly be progressive on the issue, but only after that 20-something of October, after the parliament elections. We simply must get the provinces to come to the ballots. That's why we're not pushing it too much. Rafał Trzaskowski may speak about it in Warsaw, but we can't say the same stuff in places like Świebodzin. The people there would banish us. That's the problem.
The Austrian Chancellor, Sebastian Kurz, announced that early parliamentary elections will be held as soon as possible. The announcement corresponds with the published recording in which the Chancellor's deputy, Hannes Christian Streche, was found to have offered state contracts to supposed Russian investor.
It was typical alcohol-fueled macho behavior in which, yes, I also wanted to impress the attractive female host, and I behaved like a bragging teenager and embarrassingly overreacted. With that, I have ultimately deeply hurt the most important people in my life, particularly my wife. I love you, Philippa. I know you are watching this. I can understand that you are hurt and disappointed, and I hope that you can forgive me, and I am very sorry. I want to excuse myself from the bottom of my heart. I said yesterday that what's happened here is not Austria and that I have lost my trust in a part of the federal government. Therefore, there is agreement with Mr. Chancellor that now the right step for Austria is to hold early elections, new elections on the parliament. The rebuilding of trust, this new beginning, should take place quickly as the provisions of the federal constitution permit. So I plead for new elections in September, if possible at the beginning of September.
In a statement issued on Saturday evening, Kurz explained that the Freedom Party of Austria, which have been in a coalition partner of the Austrian People's Party since December 2017, is undermining its plans to carry out reforms. He added that he did not have the impression that the Freedom Party of Austria has any intentions to course correct. Austrian President Alexander Van der Bellen said after the meeting with Chancellor Sebastian Kurz that he wanted the early parliamentary elections to take place in September, having been forced by the government crisis taking place in the country.
That's it for today. See you next time on Poland Daily. But stay tuned for the Poland Daily Weather Report, followed by the Poland Daily Business section.